You know something I realized? Our kids really don't know us outside of the parameters of being their parent. Because I have a teenager that just loves telling me what I've never done. You ain't never tried that. You ain't never been there. You don't know nothing about that. And I'm looking at her like, girl, you don't know nothing about your mama. And that's why sometimes, especially when they're getting smart, I just gotta look at them like they crazy. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Because in my mind, I'm like, you just don't know. You are so lucky to still be here. And it just got me to thinking about just stuff that gets so misunderstood and misconstrued. Like I told my son earlier, like he was saying something, because you know how when you argue with somebody and they try to tell you how you feel or what your intentions were, and you're like, no, I said and did this because of this, and they're like, no, you just this, or you just think that. Once you get to that point, there's no convincing, you've already determined why I've done what I've done, and now I feel like you're like attacking my character. And I'm at the point in my life, I know who I am. God knows who I am. I'm not about to sit up here and explain myself to somebody who clearly doesn't want to understand. And I was talking to my therapist about the kids and emotional regulation and looking at them when they get dysregulated, i.e., they're getting smart or just whatever. You know how teenagers are, because they all do the same stuff. And if your teenager isn't, then God bless you. You're lucky. That it's emotional dysregulation. And unfortunately, when you are a parent who has mental health issues, you have to go even harder with being calm, being patient, deep breathing, neutralizing your nervous system, just all of these different physical, emotional, and mental things that you have to do so that you don't destroy your children, because you can, with one word, you can destroy your kids, especially when you have sensitives. My kids are very highly sensitive to everything. Okay. And I just don't want to hurt them in any type of way. And it's very, very challenging. So I do a lot of deep breathing and a lot of ignoring things that ultimately don't matter. It does matter if we get into an argument, get into a fist fight, yell, scream, people get kicked out, people don't speak to each other. That's what happens in families when you don't learn how to communicate properly. And unfortunately, until they're 25, they are not all here. Literally, their brain's not finished forming. So we have to give them some grace and give ourselves grace too. Which is what brings me to the other thing I was thinking about while I was cutting potatoes, is that I don't give myself enough grace when it comes to life in general. I feel like I'm always supposed to be available to my children because of the guilt that I've still hold, clearly, from losing custody of them for 8 years. I've had them back for almost 7 years. I think it's only like 6. But we gonna round up. And I feel like I always have to make myself accessible to them and just do more to try to make up for that time that was missed. That's not healthy. What I can do, though, is just be a better parent and make every day better. I can learn how to communicate. I can learn how to listen. I can learn how to teach them in a way that they can learn, because all my kids learn differently. I can't tell you how long it took me to put my Deer Run elliptical bike together. Is it an elliptical bike? I don't know. Whatever. Together, because if there wasn't anything wrong with the directions, it's just challenging for me to understand written directions. Show me a video, that'll help. Everybody learns differently. So I have to play so many different roles and be so many different people and still get work done and run a business and commune with God and my ancestors and grow and heal from my own trauma, which gets triggered by my kids every single day. But I can't let them know that, because this is their life. This isn't school. They live here. I can't their environment needs to be stable. So it's a challenge, but it's one I'm up for, because I wouldn't be here if I wasn't meant to do it. I'm built to do hard things, but giving myself grace is very hard for me. I feel like I'm supposed to be working all the time, in service all the time, always in prayer, always doing the right thing. So sometimes I beat up on myself when I have a bad day or I cuss somebody out. And I just I feel so sinful and awful. Like, goodness. But you understand, I grew up in a church where you were going to burn in hell if you did anything wrong. So that programming is hard to get out of. Like being a prude. I'm such a prude. To be a Scorpio, a freaky Scorpio. I was only freaky with my husband. And now that he's dead, I'm like, celibate. A celibate Scorpio. Have you ever heard of such a thing? But yeah, girl. By choice. Sex kind of makes me crazy. When you're an addict, it's not really just an addiction to one thing sometimes. Anything that I can get addicted to, I avoid. And enter my avoidant personality disorder. Thank you very much to my therapist for giving me yet another disorder. Great. So now we're bipolar and we have a personality disorder. I had never even heard of such a thing. She just be making up stuff, putting it in the chart. I cannot work all the time. It is okay for me to sit there and watch YouTube for 6 hours. It's fine as long as I take a 2-hour break, because we just went to the eye doctor. Shout out to Dr. Yen. Thank you so much. You were so sweet to me and Fire. But I finally went out of my house and went to the eye doctor. We both need glasses. I got to pay extra to put the blue light blocking film on it. Cost extra. Is my insurance didn't cover that. But all praise to the Most High, we getting free glasses, but it's going to be like $150 to put those coatings on our glasses. So it's worth it. Fire's homeschooled. She's on the computer all the time. I'm on the computer working all the time. We need it. I physically and mentally cannot work 24 hours a day. And I need to tell myself that it is okay to delegate housework to these kids because they will do it. It is okay to take a break, even for a day or two or a week. It's fine to do that. Because something God had to make me understand was that my life is to be enjoyed. I'm not really actually here to suffer. And I'm getting to a point in my life, I don't want God to have to keep repeating herself, because, baby, them lessons get real, real tough. And I'm in my soft girl era. I don't want them more hard lessons. I even put that in my journal. I prayed about it. I don't want any more hard lessons. I can learn my lessons softly. I never thought I was going to be a single mom. I never thought I was going to be divorced. I was married for 20 years. We have 6 kids together. It's just, I don't know. But I'm here now. And we're going to make the best of it. And we're going to have a good life. And we're going to be happy. And that means taking breaks. I've got some beautiful yellow potatoes today. I only did about 3 potatoes because I'm also going to make a lentil burger, which I've been tearing them things up all week. This is my Fury season that I make. It is just sea salt or pink salt, depending on my mood that week and my budget. Paprika, dried mustard, and parsley. And this is what I use as a base for pretty much everything I make, especially my veggies and stuff. Because I cook a lot. I cook all of our meals from scratch. So who has time to be throwing stuff together? I ain't got time. So my add-in for this is turmeric to help with depression. Pepper needs to be paired with turmeric to activate the good stuff. And then parsley. I'm going to put that in here with some of my oil. I use grapeseed, avocado, or peanut oil. Not the avocado in the oven, though. If you're at above 400 degrees, you can't use avocado because the smoke point is pretty low. So I'm going to use peanut oil. Put this in the oven at 450 for 35 minutes because I like it crispy. I forgot. And I'm putting red onions in here today for flavor. I've been really tearing these onions up. I love these. These used to be so good on my turkey sandwiches back when I ate meat. This is so good. So much flavor. I love it. Oh, we're going to eat summertime up with all them fresh vegetables and fruits. They have an Amish market around here. Love it. Okay, so after this comes out, I'm going to put some mushrooms in it too. I love me some mushrooms. That's my meat substitute. Lentils, beans, and mushrooms. I don't know if I want to work for you, Erastus. Hey. I just spent the past hour in the kitchen with Judah, cooking and talking. I did a lot of listening, and I like having times like that, especially where I get to talk to him about my childhood or times with me and his dad, because those are times that he missed. And since his father has passed now, there's things he's not going to get to know about him. So he's only going to know it through me. So I really cherish those times. I decided this morning that since I've been staying up to like 6 o'clock in the morning anyway, I was going to use my mornings for family, to relax, to do the things that I enjoy. And then when evening comes, that's when I work. So I'm going to start allowing myself the time to do what I want to do. And I feel like that'll give me more energy and more focus. Having that span of time in the evening where I'm just like, now it's work time. Because by that time, there's nothing more to watch on YouTube. You know, I've spent the day with the kids, cleaning, cooking, eating, relaxing, and then my brain is ready to like get going. Then I'll have my bike, so I can work at night, work a few hours, then get on the bike, get some time in exercising, and then work, and then wind down by doing some meditation, which for me really does just look like laying in my bed and focusing on God and seeing what visions I can have. A lot of my work right now is being present and not worrying about the future or being stuck in the past. Playing over and over again things that I can't change. It's already happened. I can't change it. It's such a waste of time. And it's just, I don't want to fall into that rabbit hole, because the end of that is depression. So, which is an endless pit of despair. I'm committed and completely devoted to sticking to it. So I love you. Thank you so much for spending time with me here in Fury World. If you're interested in more videos about mental health, spirituality, or single parenthood, check out my playlist. If you're interested in checking out my music, it's available on all music streaming platforms worldwide under my artist name, The Fury of Abyss. If you like this hoodie, it's available in 4 colors on my online store, projectfury.etsy.com. Peace. Subscribe if you'd like. Hit the like if you like me.